So the next two questions are on positives for transitions into adulthood, as you can see going on back there, and communication styles. Positives. I think one, there you go, you can see a little bit more of me, or transitions. Um, I think I mentioned before the transitions into adulthood. Got it. Um, it has been like any teenager working on when you are attracted to someone and keeping hands away from them, keeping hands from certain parts of the body. I think those have been two of the biggest challenges we faced. Um, I'm glad he's not here because it's not embarrassing, it's part of life. But Frankie had a big issue with touching certain parts of a woman's body for a long time that we obviously had to curb. And what's funny about that is how many women it would happen and they would say, "Oh, that's okay," and it's not okay. So I had to be the bad guy, and obviously, backlight, thank you. Backlight, can you leave that on? Thank you. So we had to obviously keep that down. And then it was learning about when you're attracted to somebody, and it is not okay to put your hands down somewhere. Um, and that, you know, it's learning that lesson a typical kid learns. They would know to never do this, but they would be flustered and not know how to talk to somebody that they're attracted to. Where Frankie is really confident and will go right up to a woman that he's attracted to and just had put his hands down his pants and gone right up to them and not done anything more. You guys know what I'm talking about. He just put his hand down there. And so it was really curbing that. And of course, it happened at school. He's around his peers, his own age. He's around teachers he finds attractive. So that transition into adulthood has been really helpful. And then moving away from this very uncomfortable subject, the other transition is life skills. So that's exactly what Transition Plus does, life skills and job training. So, school, well, even high school, Frankie had a job where he worked at the Y a couple days a week, folding towels, doing laundry, putting towels away that he loved because he also got to high five people in the locker room. So those job skills started in high school. So I think that's the other transition to adulthood that we all have to do. I mean, Frankie can't go out and get a job, like a part-time job, like a typical teenager would. But building that into the school program, I think is really helpful because who doesn't like to feel useful and that you have a purpose, you have a job, you're doing something important for other people. So you have to bring that into the education, just because Frankie's not necessarily going to find that outside. The other question was communication styles. I think just giving us an update because Frankie can't tell us what his school day was like. I guess kind of the most frustrating thing is that we don't know. People will ask, "How was Frankie's day?" I'm like, I don't know. He's happy. He came home and he's happy and chatty and, wants to hang out. I will say, like his summer program, Adventure, through St. David's Center, where it's all special needs teenagers and young adults. What's cool is that they have the staff, they can do this. But I get a note every day, like a filled out template of what Frankie did every day, both what he did, what went well, if there were any challenges. And that's really cool because I can read what he did every day. I will say we love all of his teachers at Transition Plus. This is his second year. His teacher this year usually sends us an email once or twice a week, just kind of letting us know what he did, what went well, if there were any challenges. His teacher last year, if you asked, would write like a novel, which is great, but we always had to ask. So I think just being proactive, minimum once a week, of just letting us know what's going on, that's really helpful because then I can talk to Frankie about it and he can know that I'm aware of what he's doing during that giant chunk of the day when he's kind of out there living his own life.